more time advantage, and you still have to stop.
Any major intervention, they're in a very good place at this point.
Unless it's a safety car. That's a major intervention, because then that closes everybody up. And all these teams that are stopping under green, chances are they're going to be very, very close. What's the technical term for squeaky bum time? It's that, isn't it?
I think that is it, yeah.
It is.
That's the politest way of putting it.
You get this so much. I mean, you can remember in the ALMS days, so much. Oh, Caddy is in, 38 from the lead.
Well, that's
so
just
many
one lap
fuel
difference.
races.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, 14% energy is not 14% more fuel in the tanks. Some of that is their state of charge of the hybrid.
You just missed a shot there. That looked mightily close between the GT Ferrari coming out and the Caddy turning in.
I think the 21 car will get away with that because the Cadillac didn't slow or have to take avoiding action. It was close, but...
Comes down to this, doesn't it? They're pitting, knowing full well that this will take them home.
Right, so what have they got in the locker in terms of tyres? Do they get maybe a rubber advantage? Now, if they only do a 2 tyre change...
Just seems odd to have with 14% to be coming in. You would try and stretch it as far as you possibly could, surely, at that point.
It's not all fuel, though. We've seen BMW have to pit with 15% at usable energy, and that was pretty much all state of charge.
But the difference is we know that the 12 car pitted 3 laps earlier, so we know that at least the majority of the difference here should be fuel. Should be internal combustion engine fuel.
All right, it's getting very... Ooh, who's that off track? Well, we're going to hear from Porsche Penske Motorsport as the 61 Mercedes comes back on.
I am with Michael Christensen, driver of the Porsche number 5. It's going pretty well. Super strong stints from yourself and from Julian since the beginning. How does it look like for the end?
Yeah, Julian did a great start of the race and pulled away. Okay, the caddies are very fast, so in the end had to give up the first position. But yeah, we're doing our best out there, and I think we have a clean race, smooth race with a good pace. The caddy is strong, so we just have to keep fighting and hope for the best and maybe a little bit of luck.
Okay, good luck for you for the end of the race.
Thank you.
Well, this might be a real fly in the ointment, a puncher for the 61 Mercedes. And so let's hope he makes it round safely. I mean, it's bad news for them, but it might be really detrimental for everybody in the hypercar field if we end up with some kind of safety car intervention.
In comes the 6 from second place. One change, by the way, while we're watching those pit stops. Michelle Gatting has passed Grégoire Saucy. She's up in a 4th place in LMGT3. And right behind Saucy, Ricard Leitz is pushing hard. Remember, that's our points leader. He's making his way up the order and scoring points as he goes.
Michelle Gatting only 11 seconds behind the Racing Spirit Le Mans Aston Martin of Valentin Asclot. Number 7 is in the pit lane as well as number 6. Sort of opposite ends of the timing screen.
The gap to watch at the moment when we get back to these cars in green flag running is going to be Julien Andlauer to Sébastien Bourdais. That gap is under 9 seconds and coming down. Expecting right sides only for the number 6 Porsche. What are Toyota going to do? I expect right sides only for them as well. No. Have they got a full set in the locker? It looks like they have. Now, for the number 7 Toyota, it's a little bit rhetorical, to be honest. They're probably not going to finish in the points, but for the number 6 Porsche, it's a little bit less theory and a lot more practical. 49 minutes to go. The lead gap 44, almost 45 seconds. That's come down principally because it was 8 seconds longer on pit lane for the tyre change for the 12 car. Yayufei goes by the number 6 Porsche. That is not for position. The 83, the yellow Ferrari, is in 9th place. Number 6 Porsche still in 5th place, not on the lead lap.
Then, yeah, of course, the car is 2 laps behind our race leader.
Yeh, though, is powering on to try to catch Mikkel Jensen for what will be 8th place in this race.
So Cadillacs 45 seconds apart, first and second. And the number 5 Porsche for Penske Motorsport now. What about number 20? Sheldon van der Linde in 4th place. Could we see BMW challenge for the podium here as well? Start of the race with Cadillac first and third. Julian Andlauer's Porsche fending off Earl Bamber as they headed down into turn 1. First time through the Senna S's side by side for second, but it was the Porsche that came out with its nose briefly in front. Our race-winning Ferraris struggling for pace in qualifying and not much better in the race. Pole sitter in LMGT3. Number 10 Racing Spirit Le Mans taking the early lead from the 2 Lexus that were right behind. They got jumped early on by the better of the McLarens, 2 or 3 cars off-road. Before the end of the lap, Julian Andlauer had found a way through past the lead Cadillac of Will Stevens, number 12 tucking in behind, then briefly to come under pressure from 38. Not the start Cadillac had hoped for. Change in lead in LMGT3, Petru Umbrarescu diving down the inside and taking the lead for Lexus. Working their way through traffic, Alpines battling with the Toyota, and having to take avoiding action in the field of GT3 cars. No penalty there for Fred Makovici. First of the big dramas was for the 35 Alpine. What looked like a retirement with a hybrid failure, although that was fixed and they returned to the track. Cadillac working their way to the front, running 1-2 for Hertz Team Jota, but battling with Porsche's Penske duo. Number 5 and number 6 very much in the frame. Hertz Team Jota with the 2 Cadillacs though. A little lock-up from 38, losing second place. Number 12 then on the attack, and taking the lead away from the Porsche. Porsche dropping down to 3rd place as the Cadillacs continued to assert their dominance. 77 Mustang looked to be competitive in a very tight battle in LMGT3, where Corvette, Lexus, Porsche also involved. Strong race for the duo of Peugeots, still battling for top 6 positions. And here, 51 Ferrari, Alessandro Pierguidi somehow finding room to go by the 99 Proton Porsche and into the top 10. Retirement for the 77 Mustang just outside the final hour with problem with the exhaust. It is Lexus that leads in LMGT3, Cadillac 1-2 overall. So 45 minutes remaining, Cadillac Hertz Team Jota 12 ahead of 38. The better of the Porsche Penske Motorsport 963s is in 3rd. BMW's number 20 car in 4th place. And then the 2 Peugeots now 6th and 7th. The best Ferrari is the yellow 83 Privateer car in 8th place. And the 51 car has just pitted and left the pits again in the top 10. The championship leaders are in a point-scoring position.
Yeah, Norminato leads the race and is just drawing away from Seb Bourdais in this phase of the action on those new Michelin tyres he took at that pit stop, which he'll hope is going to be his final pit stop. Jose Maria Lopez leads in LMGT3 from Michel Gatting, has just put in the fastest lap of the 85 cars race. This is the LMGT3 classification. Lexus lead from the Iron Dames. Monti first form in 3rd place, the 92 Porsches. A Porsche 2nd and 3rd, but with pit stops to come. Then the TF Sport Corvette number 33, 95 McLaren, the 46 WRT BMW TF Sport 2nd Corvette. Let's have a quick look. 54 Ferrari, 78 Lexus and the 31 BMW complete the top 10.
And there's
that
the
will
battle
change.
for 4th position. This is the 33 Corvette, Danny Juncadella, and behind him, Johnny Edgar rather, has taken over. Behind him is Marino Sato in the 95 McLaren.
A little bit deja vu for the closing stages of the first race of the season, isn't it? At that occasion, it was the Danny Juncadella and Gregor Saucy battling it out.
On board again in the McLaren, racing onto the main straight. And Juncadella, is he closing on him a little? He's just creeping a fraction closer, but Darren Turner not close enough at that distance to even think about a lunge unless it was the very last lap of the race.
Yeah, both of those cars are pretty consistent, aren't they, in terms of their straight line speed. So it's going to be one of those sort of mid sectors where a mistake might happen that might open a door. But hopefully, you know, from the Corvette's point of view, they don't have any issues like that and make an easy pass for the McLaren. So it's about keeping those apexes, getting those braking points right, and not giving your competitor some sort of leverage to get past and get a nose underneath you.
Yeah, what the McLaren driver Marino Sato is hoping for now is that there will be a hypercar coming, but he's very close around the outside of Johnny Edgar. Oh, it's good stuff, isn't it?
Be careful here. Here comes one of the Cadillacs behind this pair.
Well, this is going to be tough for the caddy as well because it's a pretty tight battle.
Well, he's going to want to get through here quickly because Julian Andlauer is beginning to edge closer again. Sheldon van der Linde, by the way, from 5th, comes in for what will be his final pit stop. It's a replay. That sent something papaya flying.
Fair enough, Darren?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to go around the outside, there's always a risk factor to that. And yeah, it's a bit of trade in paint, but nothing too bad there at all. And that's what, you know, the McLaren's got to do that. It's got to sort of try and outfox him, find a way, just get him into a position of a mistake if he's going to make a move.
Rickard Leitz hits pit lane for the final time, which makes this, for the moment, the battle for 3rd place in LMGT3. Again, it will cycle around. It will not stay that way. Team, meanwhile, are going to work on the WRT number 20 car, drops down the order. And that will be final stop for Team WRT with the 20 car. The Shell liveried M Hybrid V8 powers down to pit exits.
They're having a really good race, aren't they? They've barely been, you know, mentioned in dispatches, and yet, because of that, because they haven't had dramatic moments, because they haven't been off or incurred the wrath of the stewards, they're still firmly in the top half dozen.
There really hasn't been a lot that teams with decent but not leading pace could take advantage of faults of others. It's been a pretty faultless race for the leading cars.
And this is what we're seeing, I think, more and more and more as this formula develops, is that everybody is getting used to the fact that if you run the car at 100% of its potential 100% of the time, then you've got a chance. Well, let's catch up with the number 20 BMW team. Bruce Schwanni down in the garage. Let's get some thoughts from them.
I am with René Rast, the driver of the number 20 BMW WRT car. Can you tell us why did you do a pit stop right now? You're slightly offset with the strategy, so how does it look like for the end of the race?
Currently, I think we are in P6 or P7, fighting with the Peugeots. We were a bit later because we saved a lot of energy at the beginning of the race. That's why we had a shorter stop now and tried to basically undercut somebody. If it pays off, I don't know yet, but we'll see.
We will see at the end of the race. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so they're looking at trying to find or engineer a way past. Meanwhile, Cadillac Hers Team Jota, that's Cadillac HTJ Nominato leading from Sebastian Bourdais. The gap fluctuates. Oh!
Is that Nico Veroni finding his way through on the, but then ceding it back? That was a little desperate from Nico Veroni, all over the grass into the braking zone and then running wide and losing the place again.
I think he did quite well to avoid the Porsche there, actually, Darren.
I'm amazed if his tyres are still in one piece. That was a big lock-up, loads of loads of dirt on the inside on the approach to turn 4 as well. So, yeah, the recovery stage now will be how quickly to get the tyres cleaned up and as if there's a flat spot there as well.
Bit of debris in the middle of the track there as well, up the hill to 6 and 7. I wonder if that came off something 99 Porsche shaped.
46 and 81 is that side-by-side. It is. It's Charlie Eastwood and Valentino Rossi, and the 12 car will interrupt that battle. In terms of what we think is doable on a full energy run, the only car of this league group that I've got doubts about making it is this one, and it doesn't look as if it's fuel saving. So I do wonder whether or not they're
building that advantage
so that they can do the splash.
And just accepting that that's what is going to happen, and let's just fly and get as far away as possible.
When you think about a drive-through, we saw it was like 23 seconds for the drive-through, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Got a 52-second gap, a splash, maybe 5-6 seconds of fuel if you're getting close to the end of the stint. So you just say they've got safety in there. That's if it all goes well in the actual pit stop.
Who's got the most fuel on board? 38. So if that is
of the
enough...
two, yes.
Yeah, but of anybody, actually. So if that is enough, then 69 is probably enough. But what about Andlauer in the number 5 Porsche? They're going to have to properly pussyfoot because they're 6%. That's maybe 2 laps down on fuel to 38.
Well, the game for Julian Andlauer surely now is to put the 38 car under pressure, force them in a position where they can't fuel save, and he's pulling closer. Needs to do that, needs to do it rapidly. He has pulled back 2 or 3 seconds on the second place car.
But the 38 is the car with most fuel on board.
You're assuming they fully fueled it.
Or most energy remaining, yeah. And of course, if some of that is state of charge, then you're using that hybrid to help you fuel save as well. Meanwhile, there we saw the Iron Dames. Second place still for Michel Gatting, and still just about a minute behind Jose Maria Lopez. And the whale of the V12 in the Aston Martin. Road car to projected race car, which then became a track-only car, to then hypercar, to then another track-only car developed from the hypercar. It's gone through so many evolutions, this programme.
Well, Valkyrie was initially designed to be part of the first phase of hypercar. That programme was cancelled, and then with the help of Heart of Racing and Gabe Newell, Lynn James's organisation that he runs for Newell family, this glorious thing is now part of international motorsport. And you know what? I don't care if it wins a race, it's going to be a legendary car, whatever happens.
Yep.
It's an astonishing looking thing. It's an outstandingly sounding thing. And it's a surefire fan favourite forever.
OK, who's good to go here in LMGT3? Well, 81, Charlie Eastwood is, surely. Everybody else around him, though, apart from maybe Finn Gersitz, they're all going to need fuel, and relatively soon, 35 minutes to go.
On the basis of what we're looking at there, that looks to me like this is a battle between Lopez and Eastwood to the end of this race. And I think the Lexus has got an advantage. We may have debris on track at T10-11, we know it has.
Finn Gersitz is only 10 seconds behind Charlie Eastwood.
Yeah.
So he's not out of it in that second Lexus either. OK, in comes Jose Maria Lopez, the race leader in LMGT3. Final stop.
Don't care what happens from here on in. Brilliant race from this team. They've played an absolute blinder. The 87 car, they've had one drive-through penalty, which ceded, 10 seconds to the teams around them. But they've had pace all weekend. Jose Maria Lopez has had the drive of this phase of his career here this afternoon.
I'd like to know what went wrong with the car.
Information to pit lane. Car 59 has a drive-through penalty for disrespect of blue flags. Car 59 has a drive-through for disrespect of blue flags.
Prepare full course yellow in 30 seconds. 16, 57, 15.
That's Grégoire Saucy who earned the penalty.
5 seconds.
And he will have to serve it. And a full course yellow for debris on track.
under full course yellow in less than 15 seconds. Full course yellow in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Now the key part here,
We are collecting
gentlemen,
debris between turns 10 and 11. All cars to bear to the right. All cars to bear completely to the right between turns 10 and 11.
no advantage is going to be drawn here by pretty much anybody, depending on where the phasing of this full course yellow is. The critical point here is no one make an error. No itchy trigger fingers or feet. There is the errant piece of carbon fibre.
I wouldn't mind betting that there's a hole in the 99 Porsche after that grassy ride.
I wouldn't mind betting there's more than one hole in it.
Yeah.
But
does look a bit more like a dive plane, but
it's yellow.
Yeah. Okay, looks like that bit of debris, we spotted that a couple of laps ago, has gone.
Alexis, we are removing full course yellow in 30 seconds.
I didn't realise they were doing
25
it with,
seconds to remove full course
Amazon.
yellow.
with smart speakers.
20 seconds to remove full course yellow.
We will remove full course yellow in less than 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed.
Now, Darren, if you're coming down the hill at the end of the straight, compared to if you're coming out of turn 12, where the full course yellow is released makes a big difference to your speed coming into the next lap, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's sometimes it's in your advantage, other times it's not, where you get the full course yellow going into it, and also when you come out of the full course yellow, it can make a real big difference, especially getting on the power. We saw earlier when the Iron Dames, when it was on the little stretch between 3 and 4, made a gain on that, was able to get on it, but when it was in the midfield sector 2, when there's corners around, you just can't sort of capitalise on that moment.
As we're back to green, by the way, the two leaders overall and the leaders here in LMGT3 at the moment were together, but thankfully that exchange of positions was made with no further dramas. 85 will, though, owe us a pit stop before the end of this race. Jose Maria Lopez, we think, is good to go to the end.
Should be. They've just fueled him, so he better be. Johnny Edgar into the pit lane as well, in the 33 Corvette from third place.
Corvette having a good run here. Both those cars at the moment in the top 4. They'll be ebb and flow here with these final pit stops. There is the 33 Corvette. Off comes the tear-off.
Also looked like 87 had a full set of new tyres when it went out, which is a shame when you think, oh, I've got 40 minutes left of the race or 35 minutes left of the race at the time. You haven't really exploited that tyre. Maybe it could have gone on a bit earlier, sort of thing, so you've not really made the most of it. That said, 87 now is sitting very pretty. With Charlie, he's going to be a spot behind, isn't he? And I don't know how many seconds behind. I need to see the timing screen, but it's not really a case of Charlie's on his tail at this point.
30 seconds back. Car 51, team manager to race control immediately. That is, of course, the factory Ferrari. So we're listening to what's going on at the moment with car 38, second place caddy.
Okay, Seb, we see you're staying on throttle and braking in turn 4, so make sure you go fully off throttle, T4, braking.
They're saving fuel.
Indoor karting rookie error there.
They're saving fuel.
That's, he's doing the opposite of saving fuel. I think that's what the message was about left foot braking.
Yes, indeed.
Effectively, it's one of the only sort of negatives of left foot braking is that overlap and using a bit more fuel, or even brake pedals, or brake pads.
The 51 Ferrari was the Ferrari that the 99 Proton Porsche was trying to pass when it went rally crossing. It was. That call to the stewards may not be unrelated. We'll wait and see what transpires. Looking at Julian Andlau at third place in the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963.
Car 95, that's another drama for the United Autosports McLarens this late in the race. 8th place for Marino Sato at the moment. It's going to be a 5-second stop and go penalty for that car. A technical infringement. Now, where are they going to be? That is going to drop that car out of the top 10.
Yeah, that might be the end of any points for them. Meanwhile, here's car number 5. Julian Andlau had such a good start to the race. Is he going to have a good end to it as well?
Well, he was just 4.1 seconds behind Sebastian Bourdais across the line the last lap, but just dropped a few tenths at the start of this lap with a bit of traffic. They're pushing hard. They're trying to put the Cadillac under pressure, no doubt about it.
Looking very relaxed in Hertzstein Jota Caddy garage. Not that they're not focused on the race, but they're just feeling, okay, this is going as well as we could have expected. For Toyota, though, it's a little different. Kamui Kobayashi ahead of Ryo Hirakawa, and they are currently in 14th and 15th places.
Cadillac 12 leads by 59.7 seconds, has less energy remaining than the second place car.
Hirakawa a whisker quicker than his boss, Kamui Kobayashi. Is he on the radio going, can you ask him to move over for me?
And just to be clear here, these two cars, their next target is the 009 Aston Martin. Pretty faultless again from the 009 Valkyrie.
There have been no radio messages so far from Rio. Minding his P's and Q's.
Latest final pit stopper, by the way, is the 46 car. Valentino Rossi will drop down from 5th place down the order as others.
Oh, driver change. Yeah. So, Van der Linde getting in for the final stint.
It's like they went really late to Valentino in the race. Just in the whole sort of strategy, it's like putting him in towards the back end of the race.
That's the stop and go for the 95, and there's a bit of a falter there as well, Darren. Tyres ready.
Looks like a scrub set as well.
Good stint from Valet.
Well, they didn't start very far up the grid, the 46 BMW. They're down in, what, 12th in class.
I think we're further down than that.
So 14th, maybe. So getting Van der Linde in to give them track position.
It was all about that.
Yeah. Now then, there are the 83 Ferrari and 36 Mick Schumacher is behind. But Michelle Gatting due in this lap. 2% usable energy. Of course, none of our LMGT3 cars have hybrid, so that is all running on fumes. Lorcan Hannafin due in probably as well in number 60 Mercedes at the other end of the timing pylon. Maxime Martin has just stopped in the 61 Iron Lynx car and has taken 100% fuel. Seems possibly a little much for just 25 minutes of running, however.
That car, it had the problem with the puncture, didn't it? Is it still out there?
No, it's in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Hasn't retired. Anyway, this is going to drop the Iron Dames from the lead of the race to where exactly? Top 5, top 6. Look at the way the wind's picked up, by the way. Hadn't noticed that. That's going to affect the handling of our hypercars, up the hill particularly.
I think they're going to drop back only to 5th. I don't think into 6th position. It shouldn't be too long a pit stop.
So it's then a matter of, yeah, they are going to drop below.
Let's see how far back. Charlie East was 48 seconds behind.
It's going to be tight
leader.
Beyond Charlie Eastwood. It's going to come down to just how quick this fuel stop is, how fault-free they can be getting this car back onto the circuit.
You saw the yellow Mercedes of Lorcan Hannafin whistle in, and that's about as quick as you can get.
Charlie Eastwood is about to cross the line, does so now.
It's going to be so tight.
I don't think it's going to be as low as 5th, you know.
He should have the advantage. Let's look for the yellow car. There's the leader. That's not the one we want to see.
It is going to be 5th. It is going to be 5th. But it was super tight. There you go.
So that is in front of Charlie Eastwood.
Second.
No, it's not fifth.
Yeah. So Charlie Eastwood's in third. Michelle Gatting is in second place. It's such a short pit lane here.
It's the oddity on our timing screens of the line of the pit lane. We've seen it before now. That's a cracking stop from the Iron Dames. And now this is going to be about Michelle Gatting and Charlie Eastwood for the final podium positions.
Yep.
Under pressure from behind from Finn Gersitz and Eduardo Barrichello.
And they're now only 34 seconds behind Jose Maria Lopez after his stop. Although actually once it readjusts itself, that might grow again to closer to a minute. But the battle is between Michelle Gatting in second, Charlie Eastwood in third. And how much quicker can Finn Gersitz go? Well, he's barely any quicker than these cars. And Eduardo Barrichello right behind him is very close to Sebastian Bourdais. Does he owe us a pit stop still? Or are they going to be able to make it through? 3.4 seconds ahead of Julian Andlauer in the hypercar field. That is the gap. There is Andlauer, third place. So he can see Bourdais. Can't quite get to him at the moment because he's got one of the McLarens in the way.
I think that fight between Michelle and Charlie is all going to be down to who has the fresher tyres. There's no tyres taken on in the last pit stop for 85, but yeah, it depends on who's realistically got the rubber underneath them to sort of push on and keep those lap times up. But so far, that outlap from Michelle looked pretty strong, to say.
We've not seen much of more track limits. It's a warning flag for Mattia Drudi. Well out of this, I'm afraid. 14th place. 5th consecutive week of racing for Mattia after the 3 consecutive 24-hour races, Le Mans, Nürburgring, Spa. Then he thought he'd take a weekend off and have a 25-hour race in the Fun Cup before coming here. But he's on a final warning for track limits now and out of the points. 21 minutes to go. Andlauer trying to get onto the back end of the 38 car, trying to force mistake, pressure, taking them away from the strategy they'd like to be if untroubled.
There is Andlauer. You just saw a little whistle of the Cadillac coming through at the front of the shot. Under 4 seconds, 21 minutes to go. It's a small margin, but there's very little in terms of pace between them. Last time round, Sebastian Bourdais, 125.89, 126.3 for Andlauer. So he's losing a little bit on the last lap, or did lose a little bit. Bourdais possibly got a slightly better break in traffic, but that's not always the case. He's now right up behind one of the Corvettes, and that is going to slow him coming up the hill. And Darren, this is when you're not in touching distance, it's about just keeping the pace up, because hopefully something will come towards you.
And also the team are telling you the gap, so even if you can't see the car, but you're being told the gap ahead or behind, if it's behind and it's closing, things start to become a bit of an issue. You start to make those little mistakes, or you try not to, but you can get into that point of, oh my God, they're coming, I need to like keep pushing. And sometimes just that little lap time information can give you a bit of a headache. So, yeah, it's good to know if the gap's getting bigger, if you're in the lead, but it's not such a nice feeling when you can hear on the radio actually the gap's coming down. So you'll then start to count the laps down. You're like, oh, okay, if the gap's coming down in this amount, how many laps left have I got of the race?
Well, and then you're in the, do you get to the stage where you leave me alone, I know what I'm doing?
A little bit, maybe, I think, here. But look, I'm keeping an eye, by the way, guys, on LMGT3. Michelle Gatting, older tyres. That was just a quick splash of fuel for the Iron Dames. She's under pressure, of course, of Charlie Eastwood. There is an investigation underway between that incident we saw the end of between Pierre Guidi in the 51 car, Nico Veroni the 99. But behind, Finn Gersitz is catching the pair of them, and Eduardo Barrichello is catching Gersitz. This podium in LMGT3 is not done.
No, it isn't. And the gaps are small enough. 35 seconds first to second, so unless Jose Maria Lopez has a drama, then he'll be okay. But there's the battle for second place. The pink Porsche, Michelle Gatting, ahead of the yellow Corvette of Charlie Eastwood. We ride on board with 81. Finn Gersitz is 7 seconds behind him. Hold the shot, hold the shot, hold the shot. We're not going to get it in that shot. That's quite a long way visually. Those two pairs of headlights are Finn Gersitz and Eduardo Barrichello. They're less than a second together, so that's 2 car lengths basically in this track.
So
there they are.
It's coming, isn't it, this? It's Charlie Eastwood is going to be in a hurry if he can to get by Michel Gatting, but Michel's not in any mood to make that easy.
Eastwood is quicker than Gatting and Gersitz, and Barrichello was quicker than Gersitz on that lap. So the number 10 Aston is closing on the Lexus, and the 81 Corvette is closing on the Porsche, but the Lexus is not closing on the Corvette.
TS Sports Corvette, the 81, in the hands of Charlie Eastwood, trying to get closer and closer here. Meantime, fastest lap of his race, Kelvin van der Linde into the points, 10th place in the 4016 WRT BMW. They're fuel to the finish. Through goes the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Through goes the 36 Alpine.
Car 5151, drive-through penalty for unsafe maneuver. Car 5151, drive-through penalty for unsafe maneuver.
And that is our championship leading trio. Alessandro Pierguidi, it was determined not giving survival room to the 99 Porsche of Nico Varrone. Meanwhile, Darren, we saw earlier on in the race, it looks like the Porsche makes better speed in the middle sector, but the Corvette's got top end. Is that going to be the balance between the two of them, do you think?
Well, right now it's all about keeping it neat and tidy, and that's what we've seen from all 3 drivers in the Iron Dames 85 car. Every time we've been on board with them, they've always been neat, tidy, been on the apex, not really giving any gaps on the way into the corners, and that's just continue doing that, because that would mean Charlie doesn't have an option to try and get underneath and sort of manoeuvre off the racing line. That said, it only needs a bit of traffic, especially down at turn 12, to sort of lose that momentum, and then Charlie can be in a good place for turn 1. But so far, doing an exceptionally great job.
With the yellow nose, sorry, Eduardo Barrichello all over the back of Finn Gersitz in the Lexus.
And he is our driver of the day for the Goodyear Wingfoot Award, and will be awarded that on the podium post-race. Whatever happens here, he will be celebrated by his local fans here at Interlagos, as a gaggle of hypercars making it difficult for these two to get on with their own battle. But that's the result of the fan votes for the Goodyear Wingfoot Award for Driver of the Day in GT3.
Where have all these hypercars suddenly arrived from? It's like half the field. It's gone boom, 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 boom in 3 corners.
One really quick addition here. We keep an eye on this. Look at this. This gap is coming down. It's 2.5 seconds now between the Cadillac number 38 and the number 5. And this gap right there as well.
15 minutes to go. There's a Toyota between the Cadillac and the Porsche, but that will get the blue flags. Get out of the way. See him brakes very early there to allow the Porsche to go through.
He did say earlier on, this is all going to come together in the last half an hour of the race.
By the way, 38 tied up behind these battling GTs, and that is going to allow Julian Andlauer to get closer still. Still hasn't made it through. Here comes the Porsche.
And this is critical, because that is the battle for second place, and Michel Gatting did not want to allow Charlie Eastwood a run. I think he might have got a run on her. He has got a run on her. She's having to defend very hard, Darren.
And that's what I was saying about turn 12, losing the momentum. Charlie's underneath now.
Yeah.
Probably be able to hold that tighter line all the way down to turn 1.
Number 5 had to go the long way round the outside.
We are pushing for blue flags there, Julien.
Oh, and here comes Gatting. So Charlie Eastwood lost momentum there as the BMW went by the Toyota, and the Toyota went by him. She's on the outside, becomes the inside. Can she hang on? Fantastic racing
Charlie
from both
using
drivers.
some force there to manoeuvre Michel to the outside of turn 1, and then having the line through turn 2, and that's the gap now, isn't it? All the way down to turn 4, got the speed out of turn 2, and yeah, that's, I'd say, job done. Only because of the fact that Charlie's got the advantage on the tyres.
Change in front, change behind, sorry, Barrichello's gone by Gersitz.
Now that could be significant. The gap between Michel Gatting and Eduardo Barrichello now, 6.5 seconds. We've got 14 minutes to go. Can he get to the podium? No contact.
Tried super hard to hang out on the outside there. That would have given Michel the inside for turn 2, but I don't think Charlie was going to make it that easy. This is the thing, turn 12, if you can get underneath someone, get the drive off the corner, then you've suddenly got the inside line for turn 1.
And a slightly shorter run up the hill, and every metre counts there, doesn't it, when you're getting into the braking zone. Here is the battle then for second place, Bourdais and Lauer. I wonder how things are going in Canada Motorsport Park in Mosport, whether there are some interested eyes watching this one. Sebastian Bourdais, 1.7 seconds in front, 13 minutes to go. And still, it's a minute or so behind Norman Nato. Nato keeping the pace up. He's as quick as anybody else in hypercar, with the exception of Mick Schumacher, who just did the 125.9 in the 36 Alpine that's in 8th place. Everybody else in the 26s.
Well, we're 13 minutes away from finding out whether Team Jota can become the first team in hypercar to take a race win with 2 different makes of hypercar in this era. That's quite something. Yeah. And of course, it would be a first win for Cadillac. Can it be a 1-2? Is it going to be a 1-3?
Well, Julian Andlauer will desperately try and make it a Porsche second place as at Le Mans, but again, getting around the Ferrari LMGT3 car, that sort of work for Bourdais. Again, you highlighted the top of the hill there, 6 and 7, so hard to get by the GT traffic. He made a pretty decent fist of it there. And now Andlauer slow up the hill. That's going to see the gap increase, Darren.
That's right. I mean, that's this whole concertina effect with the GT cars. It will go in your favour. Sometimes it will, and other times it won't be in your favour. But that gap is pretty consistent now at 1.6, isn't it? Even with all the traffic that's going around. What is changing is Eduardo in car 10. He's closing in pretty rapidly on 85 with Michel at the wheel. And what was that gap? 2 laps ago was 6 seconds. It's now 4.
Yeah. Meantime, we need to be keeping an eye on Julian Andlauer because that gap is coming down quickly. It's 1.48 seconds now. That's come down by a second and then half a second the last 2 laps. This is all about second place. It's all about putting the team ahead of them. Not just one, but both cars under pressure. They want this this win. It would be, I think, the 3rd place has been Cadillac's best result so far in the FI World Endurance Championship. The leading crew, by the way, Norman Nato, of course, wasn't part of that winning crew at Spa last year. He was on Formula E duty that weekend. But it would be a 2nd overall win for the other parts of this crew. Cracking stuff, this race. 20 BMW, they've been pretty much faultless throughout. They're closing in on Loic Duval in the Peugeot. Yeah. That's just 1.2 seconds. There's significant places, significant points still up for grabs. 10 minutes to go.
This is where I don't envy Olivier Denis, our director, because he's trying to follow multiple battles in one class and multiple battles in the other class as well and not miss anything. Michelle Gatting, a warning flag, final public warning for track limits.
I wonder just what tyres she's got left under her here.
Well, they weren't that much older, I don't think, than the TF Sport Corvette. Eduardo Barrichello, 2.2 seconds back from 3rd place. And there is the Peugeot, Loic Duval, ahead of the number 20 BMW, Sheldon van der Linde. Van der Linde with a bit between his teeth, and the Peugeot badly delayed there by the 31 BMW, and still badly delayed, Anthony, Darren.
Taller, better looking here.
Only slightly, but not on the look better looking.
It's done.
Taller.
Yep. There goes the BMW, and that was all about the traffic. It's been like that all day, Darren. Great battles in LMGT3. Peugeot coming back, though.
I mean, that all happened with it being sort of boxed in through turn 2 and 3 with the GT car and losing the momentum on the way down to turn 4.
He must have known it was coming down the straight. He's catching him. I'm not going to get past him. He knew he was going to get held up, and there wasn't much he could do. But like Duval, we know that he's a fighter. He will try and take this back if he can.
Well, watching this, Andlauer is right with Sebastian Bourdais. It's 7/10 of a second now. 9 minutes to go. What have you got in terms of performance? What have you got in terms of fuel and energy?
9 minutes, that's going to be the better part of 6 laps. It's only less than 90 seconds, 76 seconds around here. This is going to be a long time for Sebastian Bourdais to try and hang on to second.
This could be about when we get the leader crossing the line.
And who hits traffic? I mean, we just saw how it absolutely undid Loic Duval, crippled him, and it could be the same thing for Bourdais or Andlauer.
Traffic coming by way of one of the United Autosports McLarens.
Oh, and he catches him just into turn 7. That's going to slow him right down. Andlauer has a clean run through the double right-hander, drops down the hill, and Bourdais still behind the McLaren. This is it, and still behind the McLaren. It's exactly what you said in your intro to the track 6 hours ago, Darren Turner. That middle sector is a nightmare for getting by slower traffic.
And it's obviously worked in favour for the Porsche through that sector.
Is he going to get close enough here, Darren, to get the run on this run to the line?
I'm not sure on this lap. And the gap in GT3 is now less than 8 tenths between Eduardo in the Aston Martin and the Iron Dames Porsche, so that's really close down with 7 minutes to go.
And I say, second place is in range here for Eduardo Barrichello if he's got the performance left of the car. So this time, just enough in hand for Sebastian Bourdais, but 7 more minutes to come. This is about podium positions, big World Championship points as well. And in terms of the Cadillac performance here, is it going to be second? Is it going to be third?
Well, it's the 1-2 that we sort of thought they might have got in Qatar that eluded them. Meanwhile, this is for third place. Iron Dames Michel Gatting. We're with Brazil's young hero, Eduardo Barrichello. Here he comes. He's got a really good run. The Aston's got great top-end speed. Darren Turner, is he going to get her?
I don't know, the crowd cheering past, I think. There's enough noise in the grandstand that time round.
And the Porsche hypercar in the middle of the two of them. That's cramped the style of Eduardo Barrichello this time. He's going to want to get there, want to get by. He's got time, if he's got the performance of the car, to catch the TF Sport car as well. It's only another 3.5 seconds on the road.
6 minutes, 4-5 laps maybe even still for this battle to go on. Charlie Eastwood is just 3.8 seconds ahead of Michel Gatting. Michel Gatting half a second ahead of Eduardo Barrichello.
That hypercar then in turn 1-2 really helped Michel. Just sort of break that sort of attack that was coming from Eduardo at that point. But he's back on the tail right away. So yeah, you can imagine by the end of we get to turn 12, that's when he's going to start to put the attack back on.
The big open mouth of the Aston Martin, highlighted by that Day-Glo yellow, must look very, very close in the rear-view mirrors of the Porsche. I think he knows he's got the speed. It's the question of where is he going to get her.
You can see the TC lights kicking in on the top of the dashboard there.
Meanwhile, Bourdais still just out of arm's length. There is Julian Andlauer, third place in the number 5 Porsche.
And if anything, he's just edging away a little at the moment from Andlauer. He's found a little something, but at what cost is the key here.
Well, you can see that there was a couple of GT cars behind them, and that might have made the difference. And there's another one in front, but Bourdais should be by him before... Oh, it's not, it's the Toyota flashing the headlights. The Toyota will pull over and let him through.
Well, the reality in terms of energy here is, if anybody's in energy trouble right now, it's Andlauer.
Yep. Yeah, but this is all or nothing, isn't it?
Absolutely, 100%.
This is throw everything at it and try and grab second place, and then, you know, make sure that you're not going to lose third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
Yeah. Make sure you've got the widest Porsche in the world, and that's exactly what Michel Gatting's trying to do right now.
Yep. Meanwhile, 4 minutes to go, and it is looking like victory for Acodis ASP and the Lexus. Jose Maria Lopez, 38 seconds ahead of Charlie Eastwood's Corvette as we look at the battle for third place. It is contact being made just about. Barrichello is all there. Darren, where is he going to get by?
guess he's trying to work that out as well at the moment. But Michelle's doing everything right, you know, keeping a tight line, keeping it up against the apexes, and just not allowing any gap to form for Eduardo to sort of sneak down the inside. It's critical points like that she gets to the apex, gets a clean exit, and you know, make sure that exit onto the straight is always as good as it possibly can be with the tyre that she has underneath her right now.
Now here comes another Aston. That won't interrupt anything, but it looks as though Barrichello might have a really good run down the straight here. She's going to sit in the middle of the road, make him go outside. Not this time. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
Meantime, the other gaps while you watch on board here. Julian Landauer still 1.5, 1.6 seconds back from Sebastian Bourdais.
And Fingues, it's not in this battle. He's 5 seconds behind them. This is about the final podium spot. Michelle Gatting or Eduardo Barrichello. She leaves him the outside line again at turn 4.
Compromising the
he's
exit
actually got
there.
a bit of speed out of this one now.
Wriggling his way through up the hill into turn 6. The crowd go wild. They're watching it on the big screens. Eduardo Barrichello, the pole man, is up to 3rd place. He's got ahead of Michelle Gatting in the Iron Dames Porsche.
Michelle's not giving this one up, though.
Well, the Porsche is quicker in the twisty stuff, but he's in front.
And now it's Eduardo who's got to keep it nice and tight. He's got to get up to those apexes and just make sure there isn't an opening. And this all happened from turn 4, going in a bit deep on the brakes, running a bit higher on the curb, and giving Eduardo momentum on the way out.
Was he 4 wheels off?
No, I think he was on the line. He was okay there. It was marginal, but he was on the line. He was just about legal.
They will look at it. 2 minutes to go inside the final 2 minutes. Crowd loving that here. Over 87,000 fans.
And Landauer coming back again at Sebastian Bourdais in the dying moments of this race. It's 1 minute and 40 seconds to go.
So this plus 1 more.
It will be DB with this plus 1 more.
Little lock up into turn 1 of the Senna S's from the caddy.
And it's the 2 battling cars for 2nd place dealing with the traffic.
And the 2 battling cars for 3rd place just behind Barrichello and Gatting. And there's Charlie Eastwood just in front of them. He's 2nd in LMGT3.
Yeah, the thing that's most certainly Michelle Gatting saved there was any prospect of Charlie Eastwood being under pressure from the Aston Martin for 2nd place. Charlie's running a good race here. Looking good for Jose Maria Lopez. This is the last lap for the lead car.
Norman Nato still about a minute in front. We're inside the final minute. Riding on board with Porsche number 5, Julian Andlauer. In front of him, Charlie Eastwood, 2nd in LMGT3. This is not going to help Andlauer, trying to find a way through here. Eastwood can afford to open the steering and let him go, but that's enough to give Bourdais the break. He's still a 2nd in front. So the lead is on the final lap. This is not the final lap for these guys, though, is it?
They're going to complete the lap they're on at the moment.
And then they'll be into the final lap. So Bourdais can't breathe easy yet, but Norman Nato, well, Norman Nato can't breathe easy yet either. We know things happen on last laps. Until he's past the checkered flag, he won't be thinking about anything other than making it across the line. And Darren, it's those final few laps when you're ahead where I guess drivers start to feel things and hear things.
I think when you sat there with nearly a minute lead, you're not too worried about what you hear and what you feel.
Here he comes, checkered flag is out. Just in time, it is victory for Norman Nato. Hertz Team Jota win with Cadillac here in Brazil. What is going on for 2nd? There is your winner, Sebastian Bourdais, coming around the circuit in 2nd place. And where is Jose Maria Lopez in the Lexus? Here he is, climbing the hill out of turn 12. This signature long uphill grind in Interlagos. It is going to be victory in LMGT3 for Codis ASP. The Lexus claims the win. So Laurens Vanthoor has finished the race. It is all about the battle for 2nd. Victory for Lexus in LMGT3. It's only the 2nd points finish of the season for Lexus And this time it's the top step of the podium. And here comes the Cadillac. Sebastian Bourdais has held off Julian Andlauer. Hertz Team Toyota 1-2. Cadillac 1-2. And Julian Andlauer takes third. Will Stevens there, and the taller figure of Alex Lynn celebrating with the team. Well, they started on pole position, and it is victory and a 1-2. Charlie Eastwood takes second. Eduardo Barrichello is third at the line from Michel Gatting by just 1.4 seconds, but a big smile for Norman Nato and celebrations for Hertz Team Jota.
It is a 30-second race victory for Cadillac since they joined prototype competition in 2017, but a first in World Championship competition. Fantastic result.
That's it, Norman. That's it. Mega job today. Mega. Cadillac is back, baby. Cadillac is back.
Ouais, tu vas passer dans le bûcher au moins. Well done, guys. Big job, really good recovery. We pushed it really far. You deserve all the work that you guys did for well. To Alex, Earl, and everyone involved. So yeah, thank you guys. Congrats to Jota as well. Working progress, so thank you.
Mike 12, and a lot of pickup, travel.
Yeah, plenty of pickup going on there, wasn't there? And Norman Nato, as you pointed out, Graham, missing the win for Hertz Team Jota at Spa last year because he was away on other duties. Didn't miss out on this one, and fittingly, he's the man who brings them across the line.
It's a third WEC overall race win for Norman Nato after two with Rebellion in 2019-2020. It's a second for Will Stevens, both with Jota, but with different cars. It's a first for Alex Lynn. And he's the man that's had pole position for the last two races. It's quite the run right now for these guys. Now, dramas galore we've seen, Martin, and there's going to be plenty of background drama to be seen for Full Access as well. If you've enjoyed the on-track action, well, wait to see what the emotion's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be out later in August as we start to run out of the summer break towards the next pair of races in Kota and in Fuji. So plenty of opportunity to catch up with everything that's happened so far this season in the interim. The previous Full Access programs from Qatar, from Spa, from Imola and from Le Mans, all online, as are all of the races, all the highlights and all the content you could possibly want to binge during your summer holidays.
We've celebrated Cadillac's first win. It's a first win too in World Championship competition for Lexus, the LMGT3 squad here, and for Akkodis ASP. Jose Maria Lopez becomes the first driver to be a winner in two classes, in the two current classes.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's not won in Hypercar. Oh, he has won in Hypercar, of course he has. And now in LMGT3 as well. So, joyous stuff from both the winning squads. Immaculately done by the Cadillac Hertz Team Jota squad today.
Yeah, really big result, and that puts the dramas of Qatar firmly behind them. It's a mistake that they will never make again. It's a mistake that everybody else learned from as well. And if you didn't see the Qatar race, you can go and catch up what happened as they were released from, or just about to be released from behind the safety car. And Cadillac were in what looked like a dominant position. Well, there is Pachito Lopez, multiple World Touring Car champion, winner overall, and world champion with Toyota, and now a winner in LMGT3 with Lexus. Your winning cars in Hypercar, Hertz Team Jota car number 12 with that man on the right there, Norman Nato, bringing it across the line. And Jose Maria Lopez. Some might have questioned why the Toyota management team wanted him to be out of Hypercar and into LMGT3. Well, it's because of his knowledge, his ability and his speed. He knows what a good car feels like. as a multiple World Touring Car champion. That had a big bearing on it as well, I imagine. And a very successful day today for the team. For a long while, it looked as though they might have had a 1-2 result, but it is the 87 car, Petru Umbrarescu, Clement Schmidt, and Jose Maria Lopez, who claim the first win in World Championship. Two of the Bs going to congratulate Norman Nato. Alex Lynn gives him a big hug as well, and Will Stevens. And I'm sure Sebastian Bourdais, once he's parked the car and walked back up the hill, will be able to offer congratulations as well. It's a big day for Hertz Team Joe to Darren Turner. For any team to get a 1-2 in a World Championship competition is always a big day.
It doesn't get any better than that, does it? As a team and a manufacturer, it's a fantastic result. And like you say, back at the beginning of the year, they should have had it earlier in the year, but to finally get it there is superb. Great for the team, great team good result there.
Let's catch up with Bruce Joanny with our winners.
So who should I start with? Norman, you finished the race here in Brazil, in Interlagos. It must be quite emotional for a first victory for Cadillac as well.
Well, yeah, and first victory for me as well in hypercar. I missed the race last year in Spa when the guy won, so congrats, guy. So now I'm really pleased for everyone, for Alex, for all Cadillac, and for Jota. You know, it's a new team. As you saw, like, we did a pretty strong Le Mans, and to keep going and make progress and to be where we are today. Like, so big thanks to his two next to me and to all the team.
Exactly, congratulations. You did a great, well, the Le Mans, the performance was there. Pole position in Le Mans, pole position here, and finally the victory. You're on a good run.
Yeah, personally, this is year number 3 of racing this car. Many hours of racing the Cadillac V-Series R. To finally win a race of the World Endurance Championship, you can't imagine what it feels like. Honestly, I'm hugely proud of everyone and to be with my teammates. It's been an amazing year so far, and this is only the beginning.
Cool. It's the beginning, Will. Good start. At the beginning was a bit tough at the beginning of the race, but then you just went through and it's all coming together at the end.
Yeah, as we said when we spoke earlier in the race, we knew we had the pace in the car. Obviously, the penalty at the start made it a little bit more difficult, but the team have done a super job, and as my teammates have touched on, I think it's super special to be early in this program with Cadillac, to carry on the tradition as Jota, to keep winning races. Is really cool and proud to be a part of it.
Congratulations to all the 3 of you guys. You can please go through this way. Enjoy the podium.
Took them a year to win a race with the Porsche. It's taken them 5 races to win a race with the Cadillac, and that's impressive. Yes, the Cadillac was a slightly better known car. It had raced before, but in their hands, it looks like a different machine. So Cadillac 1-2, Porsche Penske Motorsport number 5 finishing in 3rd as Lexus, Corvette and Aston fill the LMGT3 podium. So much earlier today, as the field was headed away by the Cadillac, Julian Andlauer's Porsche got in amongst them. It was the lead of the race for Will Stevens down through the CNRSs for the first time, but Andlauer's Cadillac, the Porsche always looked like a threat to the caddies. Where were Ferrari? Well, they were struggling. In LMGT3, again, it was the pole sitter that led them down into the first corner. The number 10 Racing Spirit of Le Mans, Aston Martin, that Eduardo Barrichello had put on pole in Hyperpole. At that stage, Lexus, McLaren and BMW all looked strong. And Porsche's Julian Andlauer took the lead of the race away from Will Stevens before the end of lap 1, bringing in the tyres much more efficiently, it seems, the Porsche. And at that stage, Cadillac wondered if there might be problems. Lexus making their way to the front as well in LMGT3. Petru Umbrarescu's great double opening stint, putting them at the front of the field. In amongst the GT3 traffic, Toyota trying to fend off an Alpine in either mirror, in both cases unsuccessfully. But the speed of the Alpines was blunted. Initially, they had a problem with the hybrid of car number 35. It was our first and unexpected pit caller, and it looked as though the race was over for Ferdy Habsburg and the crew, but they fixed that problem. The car actually continued through the race. Cadillac came back at Porsche. There was a three-way battle for the lead with the number 12 and 38 caddies and the number 5 Porsche Penske 963. Busy racing action. 38 outbraking itself, losing second place to the sister car. And then challenge for the lead. Around the outside of the Porsche and through. Cadillac back in front. Still lots of racing to go. And the Iron Dames played a very large part in the LMGT3 battle, leading on several occasions. Great opening stint by Célia Martin, setting them up. And Rahal Frey moving into the lead as well. The championship leading Porsche struggled. 77 Mustang looked like it might have been in a podium battle to the end, but it retired with exhaust problems. And racing TF Sports Corvette and the Racing Spirit of Le Mans Aston Martin both got by the Iron Dames in the end to complete the podium behind the winning Lexus. Jose Maria Lopez bringing it to the line as Norman Nato claimed victory for Cadillac in the FIA World Endurance Championship, leading home Sebastian Bourdais in a 1-2 for the brand and for Hertz Team Jota. A red letter day for Hertz Team Jota Cadillac Racing. And the crowd invading the track. This is an official opportunity to allow all the fans to get in alongside the pits and under the podium, adding just a little bit more Latin colour to what has been a highly entertaining and dramatic race and long weekend. Caddy 1-2, Porsche 3-4, the BMW number 20 car making it up and hanging on to 5th, but still a strong weekend for both the Peugeots. 6th and 7th ahead of the best of the Ferraris are Le Mans winners. And points will go in the end to the 50 and 51 Ferraris in the manufacturer standings, but not first, in the drivers.
But first drivers' points for the 99 crew here today. They had scored 0 before today. They're going to be on the scoreboard after Interlagos.
I suspect Eduardo Barrichello might be on the local news tonight.
Might be, just a bit.
He's certainly making a big splash. And again, we sort of heard from his dad Rubens during the race. The smiliest non-karting dad, racing father you have ever seen in your life, I think.
Great to see such enthusiasm from local fans. It's a long day. So some commitment for a World Endurance Championship race at 6 hours.
Yep,
and,
especially with an early start like 11 a.m. So it means that there is probably a lot of bleary eyes in our fans who are having to commute across the city and from further afield.
Great stuff too in LMGT3. The Akonis ASP team will be correctly delighted with that fabulous opening stint, by the way, from Petro Amorescu. Really good stuff from him. Clement Schmidt, too. Good stuff from the silver rank driver, but Jose Maria Lopez did what he's paid to do, anchored that to a first win for the team.
First win in a while for Lopez as well in the FIA World Endurance Championship. And yeah, what a way that team has come. You think back to Qatar, the first race of LMGT3 last year, where they were just in so much strife, and they have just ground out and worked with this car. It's now a competitive proposition where they could even maybe contemplate a 1-2 result. But it might well be the last season for that car. There could well be a new GT3 Lexus on its way.
It's certainly on its way. When is very much open to question, but I think we know they'd like to be presenting the trophies.
There's lots of centre hats in the crowd. There's lots of Brazilian flags. As ever, a sea of red everywhere as well. Having the F word in the championship, Darren Turner. Everybody coming here and racing Ferrari is a big deal, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the same as Formula One, isn't it? With Ferrari in the championship, all the other manufacturers want to be there, and you know, it's great that it's such a healthy grid of cars, not just in hypercar, but also in the GT3s as well. So it's great to see. But for me, right now, this moment, all the crowd on the circuit, it just adds to the atmosphere when you're on a podium that there's a big crowd. So, yeah, fantastic to see this right now.
Yeah, we're going to get to see the Porsche Penske Motorsport crew for number 5 car first. That will be Michael Christensen and Julian Anlard. There they are. Great result for them. Could have made it second, couldn't quite get there. Fended off by Seb Bourdais at the end.
And again, worth pointing out, one of our 7 hypercar crews that were reduced to a 2-driver effort. And again, you pointed out, it's an anti-clockwise circuit. All the strains on your body are in the wrong place, if you like, from what normally happens. So it's tougher work.
First WEC podium for Jenson Button with Sebastian Bourdais and Earl Bamber.
All the Bs.
I have to say, all the drivers are looking pretty fresh, considering it is anti-clockwise circuit. And I've just seen a benefit for the 2-driver lineup that there's 3 bottles of champagne. So,
but the joy for the number 12 crew here, gentlemen. Alex Lynn, Will Stevens, and finishing that race, Norman Nato. Utter delight for everybody involved here.
Yeah, you can imagine Nato, can't you? Being on Formula E duty and then finding out that his team had won at Spa last year. Really, guys? You waited till I wasn't there?
Which, by the way, was a 2-man crew.
So now for our winning manufacturer, Cadillac, a World Championship winning team. So the American anthem, I said they're a championship winning team. They're not, they're a championship race, World Championship race winning team. Cadillac first came to international endurance racing at Le Mans in 1950.
Le Monstre.
With Briggs Cunningham. And 75 years later, they are still at it, and a 1-2 result, and that is a huge result. Not the first GM brand to have won a World Championship race outright. Corvette have not won outright, they've had class wins. Chevrolet, multiple World Championship winning team in the hands of RML in World Touring Cars. This is only one step removed from winning in F1, isn't it, for an American brand? This is an enormous tick for Hertz Team Jota, the faith that Cadillac put in this British team. A small team that's just celebrated its 25th anniversary, based in Kent in the south of England, that has grown and grown in stature.
Yep, Sam Hignett and David Clark, the custodians there, they'll be utterly delighted with this.
Might even be celebrating with a nice cup of tea.
Almost certainly, a digestive biscuit. There is Sao Paulo, Ricardo Nunes, with trophies to hand out too.
I have to say, so thrilled to be here in Sao Paulo. You know, last year was my very first visit to the track. Delighted to be back again. And I think that's, you know, reflected in the whole paddock. This is a track like Monza, like Silverstone, with so much history, that to get the chance to come and race here in a very different country, in a very different culture, on this historic track, I don't think that's passed any driver by. And delighted to the community here in Sao Paulo for the warm welcome and for reaching out to the World Championship and bringing these cars back to Interlagos.
Darren, your first time with us outside of Le Mans in this booth. A few impressions from you of the entertainment we've seen on track, the standard of this event now.
Oh, it's just been incredible to watch. I mean, you guys did warn me that it's a bit of a humdinger of a race here in Sao Paulo going on last year. And you know, that first hour when the cars started, the hypercars started to come around and lapping the GT cars, it just started and it just got so exciting from that moment on. In fact, even before that. But it's been a great battle, and everything started to come together in the last sort of 20 minutes, and nothing was decided until the very end. And you know, there's been some great action, absolutely incredible driving out there as well.
Cracking venue for this form of World Endurance Championship with these hypercars, certainly the depth we've got, and the LMGT3s, the depth we've got there as well. It's doled out the thrills. A few spills, but not too many.
6 hours, 36 cars. I think we saw 2 cars turned around by the tiniest of contact. Amazingly close racing.
Another winners in LMGT3, Pechito. You won in both categories now. You went from winning with Toyota, now winning with Lexus. You must be super happy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I just have to say thank you to Petru and Clemens and the whole Akkodis ASP team. I mean, they did an amazing job. You know, we come from really far. We had to fight really hard last year. We kept believing, we kept working, progressing, and this year finally we had the pace. We had the pace many races, but somehow 87 always had something. But yeah, finally here, I think in the best place for me, because it's close from home. But I'm really happy. I'm really happy. You know, when you come from fighting a lot, from down, you know, this is a very special victory for the team, for me, I think for everyone. So thank you.
I think that's why they brought you in. That's why they said, Pechito, you need to go to Lexus, you need to help them. So it must be very pleasing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a team effort. I wouldn't do it without them. But of course, it's been satisfying to be from the beginning from this project, and yeah, I'm finally to win with the Lexus. The old boy, the old lady here, I still capable of winning. So yeah, really happy.
Congratulations. Clemens, a little word with you. Since you came in, you showed some great pace, and today it's finally paying off.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. This year we were sometimes really close already, and we had some issues or driver mistakes where we are not so proud of, but today we did, I think, an incredible job already the whole weekend. Jose was pushing that we are working only on tire management, and yeah, it was paying off.
Congratulations. And finally, Petru Umbrarescu, the team boss said earlier today that you were flying, you really clicked with the car. You did an amazing job also in qualifying, so this you have to enjoy now.
Yeah, it's surreal, honestly. I cannot believe it. Like, winning a race in FIA World Endurance Championship is a real dream come true, and I can like barely hold the emotions. It's unbelievable.
It's gonna sink in the few next days. Congratulations, and it's time to enjoy.
Now, is Petru Umbrarescu the first Romanian driver to win a World Championship race in the FIA category? Might well be. There's not many Romanian racing drivers that I can think of off the top of my head. Petru would be one. I think I'm stopping there. Ferrari leading the manufacturer standings from Toyota, with Porsche coming up hard on the rails, and Cadillac as well now jumping up to 4th place ahead of BMW and Alpine. So an impressive points haul there for the Caddy team, but Ferrari still with their noses in front. 5 races down, 3 more to go with points and a half. Oh, hello. Are we getting the backflip from Eduardo Barrichello? Or is this just a little bit of mutual admiration with the fans? If he backflips off that wall, I should be very impressed. In our driver standings, it's still the 51 crew in front. They did finish outside the top 10, so their score is unchanged, but number 83 crew, they finished in 8th position, so they have crept a couple of points closer. 50 in 3rd place, also out of the points. In 4th place, the number 7 Toyota crew out of the points, and so the gain there is for the number 5 crew as they move up a spot or 2. But here we go. 3rd place, but you would think that they have won the race and hosted Live Aid. It is the crew of the number 10 Racing Spirit of Le Mans, Aston Martin. And there's the cheers for Tony McIntosh, for Valentin Asiclo, and some kid called Eduardo Barrichello. 2nd place then is the 81 Corvette, Tom Van Rompuy, Rui Andrade, and Charlie Eastwood. And our LMGT3 winners, Petru Umbrarescu, Clemens Schmidt, and there, Jose Maria Lopez.
to your question, the best I can come up with is the second place driver of the 1929 Monaco Grand Prix.
Oh, completely slipped my
Jules
memory.
Buriano passed away in 1996.
I was there and everything.
I know you were, yeah. Cracking stuff from this trio, absolutely faultless.
So an LMGT3, because it is not a manufacturer championship, the anthem is for the winning team, Codis ASP based in France, rather than Lexus based in Japan. Some very talented singing going on there. They're trying to match the Ferrari crews, aren't they, with the Italian anthem? And by the way, when you watch Full Access back from Le Mans, you'll hear that before the national anthem strikes up, the crew of 83 are singing "We All Live in a Yellow Submarine."
Another quick thing to point out as the correctly Eduardo Barrichello takes the plaudits to his countrymen and women there. 6 podiums being celebrated here this evening. 3 of them will be scored by General Motors brands, with the Chevrolet Corvette second there. But no getting away from it. Historic win for Lexus, their first World Championship win in any form of motorsport. Codis ASP, so long linked with Mercedes-AMG, made the move for this Lexus program, and it's beginning to pay off. Quite an atmosphere out there, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely is. And I love this about it. You know, there's a new national hero being born. Yes, he's got that name, you know, from Rubens, but Rubens saying that's not helped him. In fact, it's been just the opposite of a help, because everybody assumes, of course, he's born with the silver spoon in his mouth. So Eduardo's had to plough his own furrow, and great to see that the crowd get a Brazilian on the podium. That's a good, look at that, that is a good crowd shot.
Party night tonight. Big result for that young man, Darren Turner, and big results tend to breed something in race drivers, the confidence that just powers them forward.
Yeah, that first result being on the podium here as well, home crowd, that's going to be one of the best feelings he's ever experienced so far in his career. But he's just, from the word go, he's just delivered. You know, there's not been any mistakes. His pace has been amazing. And, you know, this weekend is just another step. That pole position will really give him the confidence going forward. And it looks like he knows how to spray a bottle of champagne.